What is up, everybody? This is Lyle, No Hippie Trucking and Transportation, and I am coming at you from the Quick Trip in Oak Grove, Missouri. Now, my original plans was to stop at the TA in Oak Grove, give me some Popeyes chicken, but since I needed to handle something with my phone service provider, I figured, you know what, getting an Uber at Quick Trip was a little bit easier than the TA. And then I was going to handle my business and then drive over to the TA. But I'm sitting out here, and just another reason why I like these small truck stops. They're just so quiet, you know what I'm saying? So I decided, let me just stay here. So here's where I'm going to stay till tomorrow. Now, I was almost tempted to drop this load off today. Still have about 3 hours left on my clock, but I was like, you know what? Chances are if I go drop this off, they're going to expect me to do a split and pick up a load later on tonight, and I'm not trying to do that. So we're just going to drop this off tomorrow morning, about 9 o'clock, something like that, and kind of go from there. So, anyway, going through Facebook, and I see some posts, right? Oh, I'm losing some money. I'm just sitting here, or I forget exactly how it was framed, but sitting here waiting to upgrade and get my truck, time is money and all this stuff. And here's my thing when it comes to that. I think a lot of people worry about money and how much money they may be losing waiting for a truck, when in all honesty, they need to be having their ass over in that logs class, taking 1 or 2 logs class, going and meeting their logs advisor, talking to their logs advisor, stuff like that. Because listen, this little amount of time you're waiting for a truck, let's say you're waiting, 5-6 days. Those 5-6 days is nothing in comparison to how much money you're going to be losing if you don't know how to run them logs correctly. And I know there's going to be somebody that's coming out TNT right now saying, I know how to run my logs. Shut the fuck up right now. Just shut up. You don't know how to run your logs yet. If you just came out of TNT, unless you've taken a couple logs classes, sat down with your logs advisor, there is not a TNT trainer out there good enough to really have you understand your logs until it's some real life scenarios. So rather than worrying about how much you're losing, sitting around waiting for a truck or whatever, which you're probably getting paid for anyway. Maybe not how much you'd be making when you're out running, but it's more than zero. Rather than worrying about that, you know what? Take advantage of some of the stuff that Prime has to offer. Run your ass over to that logs class. Take that. Run in there to the logs department. They're right there in the Plaza building. Even if you don't know who your logs advisor is, ask to speak to a logs advisor. You know what? Ask about some tips, stuff like that. I mean, I don't know. But the money you're losing right now, sitting around for 4 or 5 days, waiting for a truck, is minuscule in comparison to not knowing how to run your logs. Facts, okay? So, I think a lot of times people worry about things they shouldn't be worried about, and this right here is one of them. Especially if you're getting paid for the wait, you know what I mean? So, for anybody coming out of... Listen, it's extremely hard for a trainer to teach somebody how to run logs when they're operating the truck as a team truck, okay? It's extremely hard. But if you apply yourself and go in, they have the logs class. You can find it on your Prime mobile app. Go to that class at least once, twice. They're going to probably ask you to take it once anyway, but I'm saying take it more than that. Take a bunch of notes. And then when you find out who your logs advisor is, then set up a private meeting with them and let them know, listen, I may have to lean on you, blah, blah. And these logs people, I mean, listen, there is nothing more that they would want to do than to help somebody understand their logs. I mean, it's a very underappreciated job. And if you actually show your appreciation and the fact that you are concerned about something that they feel is important that maybe the average driver doesn't, you're going to be good to go. So that's my tip. I'm not going to put it in my rookie driver tips or anything like that, but understand your logs. Your logs is your money. And people think that being a truck driver is all about driving the trucks and doing all that kind of stuff. No. Well, being a truck driver is, but being a truck driver making some money is all about how you operate them logs. I mean, there's other ways, but if you were to ask me, the best way to maximize your money is understanding how to operate your clock. So anyway, let's talk about some other stuff. I'm sitting out here at this quick trip, and Amish people are rolling deep out here. I mean, this isn't like what I would consider Amish country, but some Amish people walked by and they stopped by and we started talking. And, I'm kind of familiar with the Amish people. So, they came up and started talking, and I was, are you Schwarzentrooper? Oh, yes, we're Schwarzentrooper. He's from so-and-so. I forgot where he said. And I'm from so-and-so. And Schwarzentrooper, they're mainly the strictest Amish people. They're the ones that typically aren't going to be dealing with English people, which is what they call us, all that often. Anyway, they're the stricter ones. The Mennonites would be on the opposite end of the spectrum, but spoke with them for a minute, and then I just saw the ladies walk by, and they're like, I don't know what they're doing, but they're stuck between like two intersections. They're like not about to cross the street. They're just like hanging out. I don't know what's going on, but it's always good to see a diverse population out here. It's one of the things I like about being on the road. But the conversation I had with them was maybe about 4 or 5 minutes. I spoke with them about wanting to stop at the Amish, I forgot what they call it. Basically their little store in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Last time I went through, I was about to stop in there, and I didn't have enough time, and we spoke about the differences between their buggies and stuff like that, because my misconception was that Schwarzentrooper Amish rode in a specific type of buggy, and they were like, well, that's true if they're from this area. Anyway, it's just a nice little conversation. Anyway, enough from that random stuff. Get on them logs. You want to make some money, instead of getting them Facebook groups and saying, who makes more money, lease or company, or I'm not making money, or money. Start talking about them hours, them hours of service and stuff like that. There's your money right there. And one thing I will tell you is a little bit different, is the difference between company driver, clocks, and fleet managers, and lease company or lease fleet managers and clocks. I think there was a little bit of a mix-up with my driver on that, but they run a little bit totally different as far as that goes, and maybe rely on you having a little bit less hand-holding, I would almost say, but we'll maybe have a discussion about that in an upcoming video. But she is rolling deep, man, let me tell you. For those of you guys that know my other driver, Myra, she has a channel, Fairy Wire Trucker, and I had somebody send me a picture of the truck. They're like, I saw your other truck out here in Lake Havasu, and that truck is so dirty, that's gotta be making some money. But anyway, enough about that. Just wanted to pop in here right quick. I do appreciate you guys stopping by No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. Comment, subscribe, and I'm out.